I do have one moderator question for each panelist, and then we'll open the floor to audience questions. Once again, Rick, I'll start with you, the representative of the United States government here today.
Federal Deposit Insurance.
At least one agency. Yeah. Well,
Scott won't mind if I take the Fed, huh?
That's right.
I have to remind him that you said that.
It was interesting in your discussion, Rick, because you were definitely conveying the sense that there's a lot of ongoing cooperation and collaboration internationally in different countries on a lot of these prudential supervision, regulation, and if necessary, orderly liquidation and resolution type issues. I guess the bottom line is and yes, that's necessary, but what are the challenges in that? I mean, I know you can't take us inside the hallways where maybe you do think that country B, those guys, they're terrible. I hate working with them. They're not very cooperative. So maybe we're not going to get those kind of emissions. But maybe the question for you is, as you've seen this roll out, in certainly since Dodd-Frank, what are the challenges in a lot of this type of international collaboration and cooperation? And I would just mention recently you had the FDIC produced a ring fencing rule on deposits that seemed directly responsive to a rule by the UK authorities on depositor preference rules, and seemed to bespeak not quite on the same page the UK folks were with the US on this issue. So I'm maybe throwing that as a provocative example, but what do you see as the challenges?
I think, Jerry, the big point is, unlike when you have your own country and you can pass laws that require everyone to act, as Anna was suggesting, we are dealing in a situation where we don't have that. And so international cooperation is critical. And I think, so what's happening with these multilateral groups is, I think, an understanding of what the key principles are and then trying to create regimes that mirror one another, that address and carry these key principles forward so that we have a convergence of approach for the various national jurisdictions. And then, as a result, there will be a mutuality of interest between the different countries in addressing issues moving forward. I mean, I think in terms of getting the cooperation, communication is critical. The trust building is a huge part of it because we don't have the legal authority to bind people. And so that is just a very critical part. As far as the depositor preference rule that we just implemented in September of this year, that actually was in response to, I don't think it's inconsistent at all with what the UK is doing. In fact, we've been in contact with the UK and are assured that we're working together. I mean, that's something we have been very concerned about because basically what it was for the audience, we have in the U.S. a national depositor preference statute that has a statutory criteria that if an institution fails, first you pay administrative claims, but secured claims, but then the depositors would be paid before general creditors. That happens in the U.S. And so depositors are put up above the general creditor class. So in foreign jurisdictions, that's not necessarily so. And for U.S. banks, their foreign branches, their deposits are not viewed as deposits under the FDI Act because under our Act, deposits are defined as deposits that are duly payable both in the U.S. and in